else this morning?
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay. Scott?
NRP for the Bird City ER fund, or RE fund.
It's not to take in the one look. Can't even see it.
Have you seen a list of the final bills that were approved and been signed into law yet?
I got word yesterday that in regards to graduated sanctions on felony cases for probation violations, that the governor approved doing away with the 120 and 180 sanctions. So basically, I need to look into it and see if it's retroactive or whatever. That means that if you have a violation, you're going to prison.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do a quick dip, and you got 60 days, discretionary. But as to having to go through all of those before
Well, I was
you go to
looking for-
prison,
Streamlined it, huh?
yes.
Well, there was a couple of bills that I was curious about, and now I can't seem to locate them. One was the recordings of public meetings. Did you see anything about that?
I haven't seen anything on that yet.
They didn't think that was going to go through till next year.
And of course, the tax forgiveness, the 7-year thing, it didn't make it this year, but the legislators were telling us in Colby that they thought it might have a good chance next year. So, okay, I need a motion to go ahead and approve the NRP for the Neighborhood Revitalization Plan for Bird City RE Fund.
I so moved.
No, second that.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
Senior Center, St. Francis Senior Center annual report. A copy for each one.
Oh, sorry. They want us to participate in their new census construction program. But if you do, it sounds like a full-time job for somebody.
Who pays for it? Them?
Yes, they have 675 billion in federal funds for infrastructure programs. But they download all this stuff onto your computers, and then somebody's got to keep track of it and enter all the information. Like I said, that'd be a full-time job right there. Any discussion or questions about the senior center information?
Looks like they made a little money.
I was surprised at how many meals are delivered.
About 180 a month.
Yeah, it looks like that'd be a good average.
think a lot of time it's businesses and stuff around here. I know the hospital does, they deliver them. Hospital employees.
Well,
They serve how many times a month?
well,
Twice a week?
I think it said 3 times a week, didn't it?
I think it's 3.
yeah. Morning, Heidi.
Morning.
Lunch is at Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays. And I think we had them for $8,000 in last year's budget. So,
I have 2 abatements. One person moved away and the other person sold a vehicle.
This is like a refund
Yeah.
abatement, yeah.
for like,
Overpaid taxes usually.
oh, okay.
I think in both cases, they both paid the taxes and then came back and said, well, I moved, one moved out of state, the other one sold the vehicle, so had to refund the.
Usually it's stuff that didn't get dropped from the tax roll when it was sold. I don't know what she put on this floor, but it is slicker than glass.
I know they've been redoing the floors.
Man. Okay, I need a motion to go ahead and approve 2 abatements, 2019-00043 and 2019-00044.
I'll move for that.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Well, I have a letter here from the city of Bird City. They've replaced Lauren, Dennis Wright is fire chief, and he has replaced Lauren White. Did you guys appoint Lauren as assistant county fire chief?
We kind of left that up to,
Today? Okay.
at least that's the way I remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I can't remember, but didn't.
Because I don't know if they had Dan's input or consulted with him at all about that. I don't know. Something to check on. I think that was part of the agreement when we decided to go with a countywide fire chief. Do you remember?
I'd have to look at that job description.
From what I recall, I think the county chief, he files all the paperwork.
Correct. The thing that was, Dan Blair is the Cheyenne County Fire Chief, along with the St. Francis Fire Chief, Fire Department. Bird City, inside the city limits, has their own chief. The question was, does that person now become automatically the assistant county fire chief? Or is that an appointment made by Dan or by us? Or we just can't remember how that kind of went down.
Seems to me it'd have to be by the commissioners, wouldn't it?
Well,
Or
you'd
the-
think
or
the
Dan.
fire chief would make that decision, or I think it would be.
Like I said, it's been a while since I wrote that job description for
Let
Dan,
me see that for a minute.
to see if he has that authority to appoint the assistant.
I truly don't remember.
Doesn't say here he'll continue as the assistant for the.
A discussion in regards to
Yeah, if you would,
continued
please.
acknowledgement that the Bird City. Yeah, Willie's right. The letter says there have been discussions in regards to your continued acknowledgement that the Bird City Fire Chief, as appointed, will continue to serve in the capacity of Assistant Fire Chief for Cheyenne County. So they've had this discussion with someone.
I'm assuming that's, the reason that they put that in there is because that's how it has always been in the past. Whoever was the chief for Bird City was the assistant for county.
And to me,
but this says Lauren will continue.
no.
No?
No.
No, the acknowledgement that the Bird City Fire Chief,
Oh.
which is no longer Lauren,
Okay, yeah. My
Right.
mistake.
We just did that here.
but
recently
you still brought up
Right.
the good point of,
Because things weren't getting.
we'll just have to ask Dan.
Right.
Did you see that?
She's reading that St. Francis Emergency Building lease agreement, and Leslie has looked over the agreement. There's 2 copies that need to be signed.
Have you moved in? I get stuff down the river I can walk in.
Yeah, you can.
This hasn't changed since the last time.
No, no changes made.
Just Doesn't say he has that authority. I mean, he has the authority to interview, hire, and train employees. But when it comes to the specific appointment of an assistant, it doesn't designate. I think if you want to clarify that position and who holds that position, you'll need to go ahead and have a motion and appointment.
Okay.
Do you need to have Dan come in?
I think before we make that decision, we'd probably need to consult with Dan, or at least
I mean,
have Dan here.
It's whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's see if he can't come in the next meeting, and we'll get it figured out.
Okay.
Any discussion about the mutual cooperation and lease agreement between Cheyenne County and the city of St. Francis over the EMS building?
If they're the same ones as last year, nothing changed.
Nothing changed. So I need a motion to go ahead and to approve this lease agreement.
I so move.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
And Dan, I'm just talking to him by text. He's going to stop by.
Oh, okay.
K-Camp, they had a person come up and look at all of our properties. He determined that our museum and the fairgrounds is in a flood zone. I don't know how they figured. I called him and he said, oh, that's what the guy decided. So if you want to put flood coverage, you can.
See that big culvert by the State Department building?
I told him, I said, our building sits up basically on a hill. I said,
Well, yeah, if that thing floods, we're gonna have to have an ark or something.
The rest of town will be underwater.
Yeah, I don't get that one, but of course they are selling insurance.
Maybe the guy went to the motorcycle museum and thought he was a museum. That can't be in a flood zone. Because the courthouse isn't, is it? If that museum floods, we're in trouble right here on top of this
Well, I
floor.
told him, I said, it's right next to our emergency building. That's not, classify that as a flood zone.
We're talking the museum up on 36?
Yeah, the address is 201 West Highway 36.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
I don't know, is this,
You don't have to do it.
Yeah,
If
this is
you want
voluntary.
it, then you need to approve it and sign it.
well, I might be able to understand the fairgrounds fairly easy. I did see a map one time of the flood zones in Cheyenne County. There's a lot.
Even if the fairgrounds flooded, is there anything that could really be damaged?
Just the buildings themselves.
Grandstands
So what?
and the grandstands.
Still, the only thing you can really anticipate a lot of damage to is the 4-H building and the cattle building.
Wouldn't hurt the cattle building, it's all block.
Yeah. It's one thing to be safe and have insurance, but I think that's a little much for me.
I don't think we could, especially out of that museum.
I don't think we need it.
All right, I think we're going to pass on that.
The other thing I have is Attorney General's office at the conference said any of us are posting our minutes, videos on YouTube, get them off and get them onto something that you control. And Eric and I are working on that.
Okay, so it needs to be our
On our
website.
website.
Our website. That makes sense.
It's not nothing yet, but we're working on how to get that done.
Okay. All right, is that everything, Scott?
Yep.
Good morning, Heidi. Come on up.
Okay, so for April, we had 3,072 outpatients. We had 20 inpatients, 61 emergency rooms. Their health clinic was at 527. We had 20 surgeries and 67 specialty clinic. The average length of stay is about 2.38 for acute and 12.14 for swing bed. The average daily census for acute is 1.31 and swing bed is 2.93. So that's about.
Is this in line where we
Yeah.
normally should be?
Yeah. Now, May is starting off much slower, being down a doctor. So,
And that brings up a good point. The county needs a county health officer. And that position, the way I read it, needs to be a physician, either an MD or a DO. Have you looked at that at all?
I looked into it over a year ago. I know that when we're looking at a county health officer, that EMS and emergency services would like to be involved in regards to that decision. But yes, I believe that they do have to be a properly licensed physician.
so was it Dr. Walls in the past?
Actually, it was Dr. Brown. Well,
Okay.
both of them
Well,
participated.
there's two different ones.
Right,
Yeah, there's the medical director and then the county health officer.
right.
Okay.
So, any plans or
We're
what are you
actively
guys?
recruiting. We do have Dr. Lick, who is serving as the medical director
For the hospital,
for the hospital and the village. She's also sufficing that role right now.
but it's a short-term thing, right?
Right.
She's not looking to
Right.
expand her
We're-
practice or anything.
Yeah, we're actively recruiting right now.
So in the meantime, where are we at as far as having a county health officer?
Well, I think where we're at is who we have now is still designated as the appointee. What we can do is reach out to EMS, Emergency Services, and the hospital and see if we can come up with a recommendation to the board for that appointment.
Would you forward that information to Kelly?
Yes, I
So
will.
we can kind of get on that?
Yes.
'Cause I hate to be sitting here without some kind of medical expertise.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, if
I'll-
you would
I'll
do
email
that and get back to us and
Okay.
see where we're at.
I will. We've hired a DON. Mandy McAtee is going to step in as our DON. It's just like last week, so I guess we filled that position. So that's all I really have. Do you have anything else for me?
I
I don't think so, Heidi.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you.
Good timing, Troy.
You wanna get Dan real quick?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we talk to Dan just for a minute? Dan, where's that letter at? We received a letter from Bird City. They have appointed a new Bird City fire chief.
Right.
The question is, does that individual become the assistant county fire chief now? Or is that an agreement that was made in the past? Or is that your decision? We're not 100% sure on. It's self-explanatory.
Did you get one of those letters?
I heard about it, but I didn't get the letter. Yeah, basically what I was told when you guys hired me was you're gonna put me on and then I could decide on the assistant chief. Whether we wanted to keep one there or didn't want one there, and I just went ahead and kept Lauren as that.
Well, apparently they're taking it for granted that that position automatically.
They asked me if it would, and I said I was fine with it.
Do you have a problem with?
I don't have a problem with
Okay,
this.
then
No.
I think we're good to go then.
Okay.
We just wanted to make sure with you before we.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with any of this.
Want to make sure that they needed to do an appointment or.
Right.
Right.
You know, and in the job description, like I mentioned, it does say that he has the authority to interview, hire employees. It's just when it comes to an assistant,
Yeah.
it didn't specifically designate that position.
Yeah.
But it does have that provision in there.
But if you're comfortable, we're comfortable.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry to call you in from.
No, that's fine. Anytime.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay,
Do
Troy.
you
Oh, I'm
guys
sorry.
want to take official action confirming the appointment by Dan of the
Dan,
assistant?
Dan, before you leave, just so we know you're present. Okay, let's go ahead and make a motion to approve Dennis Wright's appointment to Assistant Fire Chief for Cheyenne County.
I'll make a motion to approve Dennis Wright as the assistant chief.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye. For
All
the
those
county.
opposed? For the county. All those opposed, same sign. All right,
Thanks, Dan.
thank you, Dan. Good morning, Troy.
How's it going, everybody?
Hi, just plugging along.
Okay, so this is more or less just to clarify some things from the last meeting you guys had, because I wasn't able to attend, but mostly membership is the thing where you guys know what's going on. We're struggling bad, but and I got more information on that we'll get to, but really we needed to ask some clarification on your comments from the last meeting. You had said that you had talked to a couple different board members. So I'm curious, besides myself,
Right.
if you would tell me who you talked to, but don't feel like you have to.
Well, I spoke with you, and I also spoke with Nick Ketchner.
Okay.
And that was about it.
Okay. Just to make sure that we do understand, you guys know because you're here. The first time this was applied for, you weren't here, but it was passed through my board as a unanimous yes vote. So I guess regardless of how anybody would feel otherwise, the official answer was the board wanted him on. The second time was a new application. It was the same process. But moving on from that, you'd also made the comment about a couple of your citizens in your district you'd spoke to as well. And so I'm not going to ask you to name those people, but I would like to know if there are people who have been on the board in the past.
You know, I could be honest with you, I don't really know if they were on the board or not. So I couldn't
Okay.
say that.
That's fine. Did you happen to ask them if they were willing to join, knowing how bad we need help right now?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But I think personally, I've been looking at this quite a bit, and I've talked to a few other people. As a matter of fact, I talked to someone this morning too, and I don't know. I think I might be willing to change my mind and say I don't see where it'd be a problem to have him on.
Okay. That's just what we were trying to.
Yeah, and you
Trying to
can
get some
see we're in
clarification
a bad
here.
spot here. We're in a no-win spot.
Yeah, I understand.
Because no
it.
matter how we make this decision, we're going to have people mad or with hurt feelings. It's
That's the nature
we're
of
just
that
in
side
the
of the
bad.
table.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're just in the
Yep,
bad
we
spot.
get it.
We're not looking to chastise or cripple you guys, or we just want to make sure things go smoothly without.
Yeah, I get it.
Without-
We understand that part. Yeah, it's tough being in that position. We know it's tough. No matter what you do, somebody's going to be upset with the decision you make. That's just how it works.
Yeah, it's
So-
getting, it gets worse.
Oh yeah, I understand that for sure.
Because
But-
for his application that he had in, looks like he's got a lot of the qualifications that you needed and
Yep.
that you wanted, but
And let me reiterate here. So you're saying within the present board that you have now, you've had this discussion, and you had an affirmative from each and every board member?
From everybody who wished to speak out, and
Okay, so
but
there is some out there that
that may or may
aren't
not
on the
have.
same side of the fence.
But like I said, the official vote was yes, and it's 2/3 regardless. Whether that's just how it works.
Sure,
You know how it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, not everybody's going to be happy, but as long as the majority is, that's how we operate.
Well,
That's how it works,
that's
so.
how we try to operate. We get a lot of comments. I'm about to the point now where if people have a comment, I try to cut them off. And really, if you have something to say, you need to come to the meeting.
Sure.
And been a lot of negative comments. I'll be honest, but there's been a few positive too.
Sure.
So
Okay. Well, just to clarify, so you all know, kind of the situation we're in now. There is 15 positions on the board, and right now we're at 10. So we have 5 open. If we can get anybody, that'd be great. But
Now,
we
is
have
this a-
one of our 10 that's health-wise not in very good shape right now, and he hasn't been very much physical help anyway. But so we really need it. But to go on down the road, by the end of this fair week, we're going to have 3 more resign. So just so you guys know, and so the general public understands how bad we really need help, that by the end of this fair week,
make that
we're going to
known
be
Karen.
we're going to be down to 7 official members, and so
And you're
it's
not receiving any more applications?
no
at all?
applications at all. It's tough. So
It wasn't like we made a decision last time. The only thing was that the application was put around, and there wasn't a motion
exactly.
to approve.
Yep, I understand that.
So it just became a dead issue at that
Yep.
meeting.
Yep, I understand. But like I said, the main reason I'm here is just so you guys understand that we're already short and we're going to be shorter yet. Just so you guys aren't blindsided later in the summer that all of a sudden we're down 3 more members. You guys know that's coming now, and
Now,
hopefully the public is what really needs to know. that
Sure.
we really need help.
Sure.
So
And you said you've got possibly 3 more going to go off after the fair?
after the fair,
They're going to offer their services through
the fair, 2 will at least. The third one's still uncertain. Depends on his employment here in the county. He may be moving, so he might be leaving ahead of time. It just kind of depends.
Okay.
But 2 of those 3 are elected officers, so that's what's really tough about it. So
Any more discussion, or?
We just have, or I have a lot of people that don't want him on there. It's hard to talk in front of them, but that's the way everybody wants it. They want it all out in the open.
sure.
I guess I'm just gonna tell you, the man has been problems for this county for years and years and years, and it's not gonna stop.
Okay.
He might be a good board member for you, but he's just a bomb to blow up. He'll do it every time.
Okay.
Well, let us do this. Let's table this,
Okay.
and we'll discuss it again. We'll put it in old business for the next meeting. And
Okay.
let us get a few more comments from the public, because I'm
Sure.
sure they'll come.
Yeah, sure.
And that way we'll have a better sense of what the majority of the people want. Because like I said, we're in a lose-lose either way.
Okay.
So at least let us be a little better informed.
Sure. That's all we could ask for too.
Okay.
And
well,
like I say, I didn't know anything about it before, and I did talk with him about a week ago or two. And I don't know. I think you need the help.
yeah, that's the sad part. We know
Yep.
you need help.
Yep. Sure.
Well, let's
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
Let's table it and hopefully we'll get a little input, positive input,
That'll work.
and then we'll kick it around again.
Okay. That's all we can ask for.
All right. Well,
Thank
appreciate
you
it,
guys.
Troy.
Yep.
All right. DJ, I think we're ready for you.
How's everybody today?
I think okay. I have a quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
The kiosk that was put up down on Road B in 27, that's actually on KDOT property, but do we do the spraying or?
Yeah, I am doing the spraying for KDOT, and it's part of their contract.
Okay, so is that one of the locations you intend on?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I had that board, the
Yes,
Scenic Byway Committee asked me yesterday, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yes, they're paying me to spray around it to keep the weeds down, and also the one on County Road 15 up by the beginning
That
of
one's
the
not
breaks.
too much of a problem, but
No.
this one down here was just full of,
Stickers, and
yeah.
oh, we got bindweed, and then, yes, but no, I actually glyphosated around it to keep a good, nice, clean pathway.
Okay, good.
And hopefully the state that accepts that.
I'll pass that on, so.
But yes, I am keeping an eye on that for the
Thank you.
KDOT. Coming to see you today, got word that prices of chemical are rising due to who knows. But I would like to do a larger chemical order to cover a majority of chemicals while the prices are still low. And I contacted 3 of the chemical companies in our area. I normally do a lot with Nutrient Ag out of Bird City and our local St. Francis Equity. But I put together a quote sheet to do a larger order, and I'd like your permission to spend $5,364.10 to get the majority of my chemical at this time.
Will this much get you through this year?
90%. I don't know how how bad the bindweed will be, and I may have to do 2 smaller orders come August to finish out the fall spray season.
Okay.
I don't see any reason why not.
But yeah, I'd like you to look it over and
Yeah.
give me your opinion,
And
please.
you're leaning towards Nutrient Ag?
Yes, well, but for the better, cheapest price,
Sure.
because none of us know here in the next month how things are going to go. They're blaming tax tariffs and that chemicals could go up $30 a gallon, and I want to be prepared before that happens.
Yeah. And you do have this in your budget to
Yes,
cover that?
yes. Normally, I just order smaller orders.
Same
Standard.
money, it's just
Yes,
different
same-
time.
Yeah, I don't order as much at a time.
Where do you store all these?
What's that?
Where do you store them? Store them?
Oh, here at the Quonset up at the county road shop. And then in the winter, to keep them from freezing and stay volatile, we store them out at the landfill inside. But throughout the spray season in the summer, it's up in the round top building right next to the road.
Roger? Any comments or?
Need a motion.
Yeah, I think so.
I make a motion that we accept Nutrient Ag. And they're for what, $5,364.10.
Okay. I do have a quick question before we go forward. Both on the Nutrien-Ag and the Van Diest, those are government wholesale prices?
Yes.
But you only got a retail price from St. Francis Equity?
I asked if they would do me a wholesale price, and I was told by John Gumar that he couldn't do that. So it's going to be retail price.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to go ahead and accept the chemical quote from Nutrien-Ag out of Bird City, Kansas for the amount of $5,364.10. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Okay.
Thank you. That's all I really have, unless you have any other questions for me, or unless this season has started. No, we're not
Yeah.
on the four-wheelers already, so.
Yeah.
But no, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you,
So,
DJ. Appreciate
have a
it.
wonderful day.
Dan is gonna stop up by here in a little bit and clarify something on the volunteer fire chief. He just wants to
Okay.
clarify.
All right.
Also I haven't done this for a while, our rides for our transportation van. I'll just do this year. From the first year, January, we had 225 rides. February, 201 rides. March, 232 rides. And in April, we had 276 rides.
So they're staying real consistent.
It's pretty busy.
And how are you doing for drivers?
We still have the 3, and I have received an application for another one, and we haven't had time to. Probably will this week.
And
or next
that
week.
fourth person will get you to a position.
Money,
Okay. Well, let's take a break and come back in about 10 minutes. Can't decide if I'm hot or cold. 1 second.
We have people coming down in the basement to make sure we haven't froze to death.